Welcome back to a brand new PTCG live video. Today I'll be showcasing the new Mega Sharpedo EX from the newly released set Phantasmal Flames. So with that being said, let's get into the deck list. Let's see which new cards we'll be running. So we do run the 3 Carvanha, which does have a pretty decent attack with a Reckless Charge for 1 Dark Energy, 30 base damage. So we can easily take a 1-hit KO on that item lock Badoo in a pinch if we need to. And then we do have the 3 copies of the new Mega Sharpedo EX here. We have 2 really good attacks with the Greedy Fang for 1 Dark Energy, 70 base damage. And then we do get to draw 2 cards. As well as we do have the Hungry Jaws for 2 Dark Energies, 120 base damage. And if this Pokemon has any damage counters already on it, we get to do an additional 150 more damage with that Hungry Jaws. As well as we do have a good 0 retreat cost on this Pokemon, so it's a great pivot Pokemon that can constantly go into the active and easily switch out. And then for Energy Acceleration, we do have a 3-2 line of the Toxel and Toxtricity for that Sudden Surge ability, where once during your turn, you can use this ability to search out your deck for a Dark Energy card and attach it to one of your benched Dark-type Pokemon, and then put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon for doing so. And then we do run the 3 copies of the Munkidori here for the Adrenabrain ability. Once during your turn, if we have a Dark Energy attached to Munkidori, we can move over 3 damage counters from one of our Pokemon over to one of your opponent's Pokemon. And then lastly, we do have the 1 copy of the Pecharunt EX here as a switch-in option of the Subjugating Chains ability. Once during your turn, you can switch in one of your benched Dark-type Pokemon into the active spot, and then put Poison status on it for doing so. And then moving on to our trainer cards for our stadiums, we have the 1 copy of Artazon, where once during each player's turn, they can search out their deck for a basic Pokemon with no rule box and put it onto their bench. As well as we do have the 1 copy of the Gravity Mountain to help us take 1-hit KOs with our Mega Sharpedo on Stage 2 Pokemon, where each Stage 2 Pokemon in play for both your opponent has a minus 30 HP. And then in the last stadium, we have the 1 copy of the Town Store, where once during each player's turn, they can search out their deck for a tool card and put it into their hand. And then for our supporter cards, we have the 3 Bosses Orders for gusting up one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. The 4 copies of Carmine, where you get to discard your hand and then draw 5 cards. And we can even use this Carmine on the first turn, where you normally can't play supporter cards. We have the 1 copy of the Hilda here, where you can search out your deck for Evolution Pokemon and an Energy card, including Special Energies. The 2 copies of Iono for draw support, as well as hand disruption. The 3 copies of Lillie's Determination, where you get to shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 6 cards, and if you have 6 prize cards remaining, you get to draw 8 cards instead. And then lastly, we do have the 1 copy of the Wally's Compassion, where we can heal all damage from one of our Mega Evolution EX Pokemon, and then put all of those energy cards back into our hand for doing so. And then for our tool cards, we have the 1 copy of the Air Balloon, where the retreat cost of the Pokemon this card is attached to will be 2 energy cards less. And then lastly, the 1 copy of the Binding Mochi, where we can have this attached to a Pokemon, and if it has a poison status on it, we can do an extra 40 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And then for our Ace spec, we have the Legacy Energy card. Ideally, we want to have this attached to our Mega Sharpedo EX, so that when your opponent knocks it out, they only will take 2 prize cards for that knockout instead of 3. And then lastly, for our energy cards, we have the 8 basic Dark Energies. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into some games here. Okay, all we get is Tatsugiri. So we did win the coin toss, decided to go first, had our opponent go second. And looks like there's going to be Hydreigon, Artazon. And I guess it's attached to active, the energy card. We're probably going to retreat out. Carmine. Get 1 of each. And then I guess it's put down Pecharunt. Yeah, let's end turn. I don't think we even used our own Artazon. No, I don't think we did. So we only helped them out here. Budu. So it looks like they're probably gonna go for item lock. I just know it. They use Iono. I don't mind. The Legacy Energy is not the biggest deal. Oh, but we don't get the Toxtricity. Yeah, they're definitely going to Budu here. And I feel like we'll save Gravity Mountain for later. Let's go for the Lilies. At least draw 8 cards. Go for the Greedy Fang. Let's see if they can get these stage 2s into play here. Stage 2s can sometimes be really tough to get into play. If you just get really unlucky on your draw, it can be pretty tough. Let's see what they go into here. I feel like if they can't get the Hydreigon down this turn, they're in a pretty bad situation. Or at least the Pidgeot, or at least one of the stage 2s. Yeah, they're probably gonna get another Dino or Dino. No, they get Munkidori actually. I think we discarded our Town Store, did we? Yeah. I get Pidgeotto and Luminous Energy. Again with the Budu. No, let's get Toxtricity and a Dark Energy for Munkidori. And we're just gonna move damage counters over for the Budu. So we get Psyduck. Yeah, we don't have Binding Mochi. Yeah, I'll just go for the Greedy Fang here. I don't know, I don't see them setting up anytime soon here. They don't have even one energy on the Dino or Dino. So they get another Pigeon to play here. Blood Moon or Saluna? I don't know. It looks like they'll just never get the Hydreigon here. Yeah, they're gonna move 3 damage counters back to us. Not a big deal, we can just move them right back over. And what's good is that we can just knock them out next turn just by moving damage counters over and then just take a different KO on a different Pokemon. Air Balloon on Pecharunt. Okay. I thought maybe they would put that on the Blood Moon, but no. Yeah, they're definitely debating on what to do here. Yeah, they just retreat out into Pidgey. I feel like if we just gust the Dino, they might concede. And damn, they are down to 2 cards in their hand. Yeah, let's get rid of Pidgeotto. Oh yeah, Buddy Poffin. Yeah, let's gust up Dino or Dino. Go for the Greedy Fang. 2 prize cards in 1 turn. And then we can easily move damage counters over to the knockout Pidgey. Yeah, they just concede here. So yeah, our opponent won the coin toss. They decided to go second, had us go first. And let's see, we got double Buddy Poffin here. And I kind of want to leave space for at least 1 Munkidori. Let's go for Carmine. Yeah, we'll just end turn. Yeah, I have no idea what kind of deck this is gonna be. Let's just retreat out and look for a supporter card. Carmine. I really don't want to lose the Wally's Compassion. Let's just end turn. Because they have the Eternatus from Charging Sparks. Looks like they might retreat out, but they probably have Latias for the free retreat cost. They play Lillie, so they're drawing 8 cards now. Precious Trolley, so now they're really setting up. And we can kind of gauge better what kind of a deck they're running here. Okay, looks like they're gonna be like, I guess, a Mega Kangaskhan toolbox kind of deck here. Or a basic toolbox deck with Mega Kangaskhan, because they got the run Aaron, they got Iron Hands. And then they got the Surledge probably from base set, Scarlet Violet base set to move Fire Energies about their Pokemon. Oh, another Dark Energy. Yeah, no, let's go. Iono maybe. Cause I still want to keep the Wally's Compassion and the boss. Let's get Binding Mochi. Let's do damage and draw cards here. I'm just getting all the Dark Energies. See, they go for one Aaron. They get Bravery Charm. And they were running the new Cinderace as well, which is a pretty good card. 3 basic energy cards if you manage to open the game with it. Ooh, they got the 3 energy cards on the Eternatus. So, World Ender. 230 and discard a Stadium card and play. Are they going into that? They attach double Bravery Charms on 2 of their Pokemon. Iono. Wow. I guess we'll just use Iono right back. Yeah, let's switch in Mega Sharpedo. So if they don't have a stadium card to put into play, their World Ender does not work. So let's see if they have one. They only played one stadium so far, so they could very well have another. Yeah, there's Lively Stadium. They play Lillie's Determination. Yeah, maybe let's gust them up here. Or the Mega Kangaskhan. Take 3 prize cards. Hopefully there's not an Iono after this. Okay, Hilda's a good pickup. We only have one of those in the deck. So it looks like they're probably going to try and find the Ceruledge to move the Fire Energies over to Iron Hands. That's what it looks like. They Night Stretcher, the Mega Kangaskhan back. Okay, that's interesting. Kind of surprised they did that. They Ultra Ball. So this is probably for the Ceruledge to move those Fire Energies about. Oh no, Armor Rouge. Oh no. It's so easy to confuse both of those. It's Armor Rouge from Scarlet and Violet base set for the Fire Off. Yeah, so it looks like they're going to take 3 prize cards here. The Legacy Energy will counteract the Ampy very much secondary effect. So it's still 3. And I guess let's get Munkidori. Knock out the hands. Oh yeah, we just need 1 prize card here. So we get Ultra Ball and Toxel. Then go to Mega Kangaskhan. So yeah. All we have to do now is just gust basically anything. They Super Rod. Or just about anything. Even the Latias EX is weak to Dark type. The Eternatus is already kind of beat up. It's at half HP. They run Aaron. So is there any way they can do 300 damage this turn? The only way they can do that is they go for the rapid fire combo and land 2 heads. Which looks like that's what they're gonna do here. Basically, this whole game is just gonna come down to the coin toss here. They even get a Crispin. Yeah, the Golden Flame. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing all that, like, come on, we all know that this is going to come down to a coin toss here. They move Fire Engine. Another Fire Engine. They're keeping the Prism and Dark Energies on the Eternatus, though. So yeah, I guess that's why they got the Mega Kangaskhan EX back. At the end of the day, it is fairly bulky. Wow, that was pretty disappointing. They got a Tails right off on the first flip. Air Balloon. Yeah, we can just gust anything. So I got Latias for weakness, do 540 with the Hungry Jaws. Yeah, there we go. Buddy Poffin, and that's game. I feel like we're gonna probably put Tatsugiri in front here. So yeah, we did win the coin toss. We decided to go first, had our opponent go second. And looks like no mulligans here from neither one of us. So let's see. They got the new Eevee sleeves. So this could be maybe Flareon or Eevee box. They got Soul Rock, so maybe not. It could be Golden Go if I had to guess. Yeah, let's go Carmine. Okay, nothing for the attract customers. At least we got the Lilies for next turn. Let's pass. I don't know about the last slot. I think I really want to get the Pecharunt in here. Fighting Gong. They get Lunatone. So that's either going to be Mega Lucario or Golden Go. Arfin Vessel. No, looks like it's going to be the Surledge. Yeah, they got Squawk. Yeah, they're going to town here. Why does that Squawk look all darkened? There's almost like a shadow on it. Same thing with the other full arts. Yeah, the art rare also. Yeah, they are on the roll here. They are set up to the max. And they actually just jet energy out into the Squawk here. So pretty interesting. I thought they would take the knockout of the Soul Rock. Psyduck, definitely don't need Psyduck. Yeah, let's go Lily's Determination. Get the 8 cards. And really kind of unfortunate that we could not get the Sharpedo here. Let's get another Carvanha. Yeah, we'll pass. Hoping they don't gust us here. I don't see any bosses in the discard, so it's looking kind of bad. Let me get the Swirledge into play. Very likely they will. Okay, they actually do retreat out. I thought that maybe pass up. There's the Abyssal Flames 250. I really can't believe how hard this draw is here. Yeah, it looks like the Pecharunt is prized here. So I won't be able to get that poison damage. And it's just kind of hard to gauge here. The draw is just so bad. Maybe go Iono. Have them lose a card. Come on, we gotta get Ultra Ball here. Okay, we do get the Mega Sharpedo at least. Yeah, let's go for the Hungry Draw. Like, I honestly felt like a maybe of even getting that Sharpedo, Night Stretcher, and Carmine. Yeah, that was a really loud motorcycle. Let's see, the Ultra Ball, they get the Swirledge. And this one has the Legacy Energy on it. I think they'll probably one-hit KO us here. They only need 320. It's really not the hardest to accomplish here. Oh wow, we make it by 10 HP. And we got the Wally's Compassion here. So yeah, let's get damage counters onto the Mega Sharpedo on the bench. Yeah, we probably should have moved damage counters over. That's really not the biggest deal. It's a pretty easy one-hit KO here for us. Let's see, Ultra Ball. And we haven't even used like a super rod or anything. Yeah, but 2 Night Stretchers. They might concede here, but yeah, they Night Stretcher, super rod the Ceruledge and something else. And a Charcadet back in the deck. Blowtorch. Oh wow, they discard our special energy card. That is insane. Discard a Pokemon tool or special energy card from one of your opponents, or a stadium card in play. So they got a lot of options. But yeah, they do kind of miss their turn here. Actually, I kind of feel like it was a waste moving those damage counters over to the Charcadet, because I think we're going to gust it anyways. Let's just thin out our hand a little bit. The Toxtricity maybe. Yeah, let's gust the Charcadet. Yeah, they just concede here. Well, those are all of the games. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.